All right, so for your depth drop to skater, what we are doing is landing on one leg and then quickly transferring up and out of that leg onto our box or surface that we are using. So we want to make sure that as we come down and land, you're fully loading this side. So we want to get into that hip, and then as quickly as possible, you want to think about explode and get back up onto the surface that you're using. So you're here, explode. And I want you to stick the landing. So we don't want it to look all like that. And I would suggest using a harder surface. So I'm just using kind of like a soft mat. So it's not the best for stability. But so you're gonna land and then quickly come on up to here. Now, when you land here, what you want to think about is really getting your weight centered over that mid foot. So a bad habit that I have is like really kind of leaning back or leaning over to one side of my foot or the other. But what I want to think about is when I land, trying to get over that mid foot and absorb into the ground with that landing. So we're coming out, you're going to be here, and then boom, up and over and absorb into what you're doing. If you want to make this more challenging, you can either increase the distance that you're jumping, or you can increase the height from which you are jumping off of and back onto. So those are two ways to make it harder. And of course, you could always do this without elevation, and that would be the least amount of intensity for the exercise. So again, remember, the whole point is to really stick the landings. We want to be stiff, but yet absorb when we land. So we don't want to be like a noodle when we land, but we also don't want to like have no give at all. So really finding that nice in between and making sure that if you have still some pelvic floor considerations going on, we want a nice exhale to make sure that, see, that landing was horrible, but just to make sure that we are keeping all of those things working and making you strong. And that's how you do it.